Mm-hmm. Hello, America. Today's show topics include, well, we really don't know. So, just sit back, buckle up, and let's just see what the hell we're going to talk about. We're just getting started. Yeah. Let's do this.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny.
You know what time it is, so sit back and get ready for the Stafford Voice, your dose of conservative in a world of liberal.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? I'm Daniel.
And Roxanne.
And you're watching or listening to the Stafford Voice, where we are conservative in a world of liberal. And look, I want to remind you there's many ways to tune in. We've got Spreaker, we got TuneIn, we got iHeartRadio, we got the YouTubes. At the start of the year, we're gonna try some new stuff. Yeah, so wherever you're at, just set the channel as a favorite. Whatever you have to do so you don't get left behind. Because if for some strange, crazy reason you do miss the show, you can catch the replay. So just sit tight. There's no need to panic because, hey, we got you. We got you, fam. Just to make sure, you subscribe. That's the last thing we want you to do is miss out on any of whatever the hell we're going to talk about. Listen, it's the easiest way to stay caught up. And in the case you aren't already following on social media, you can find us over on Twitter or Gab at Stafford Voice. And look, quite frankly, we've sucked at the Twitter and the Gabs, but we're there. We've been super busy. Anyway, you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever your social site of choosing is, whenever, wherever, you can hit us up, and, well, we're probably there. Just search for the Stafford Voice. Also, head over to thestaffordvoice.com, and you can stay up to date on some of the stuff that we've posted over there. I had 2 things that came out earlier this week. They were... one of them was about a sword from the American Revolution, I think. That was really cool. And then there was something else. I don't remember what that one was. Anyway. Yeah. So, how are you?
Me?
Yes, you. Who else am I going to talk to? Who else am I talking to?
Talking to the chat.
No, I'm talking to the chat too. How is everybody?
I'm fine. I'm tired and my neck hurts.
I'm tired too.
I'm ready for bed.
Do I have some audio issues? Everybody, Army John says that he says that I'm a little crackly.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe, see, here's the issue. You're such a soft talker, and I've got such... Yes, you're such a soft talker. I've got stuff cranked over here trying to get you out there so people can hear you, and I'm just a loudmouth. Oh, you know what we forgot to do?
Oh,
holy crap.
Lights.
I didn't... No wonder they can't see.
What?
Holy... Good night.
I'm blind.
Blinded by the light. Oh, man. Okay, so apparently we sound good in Illinois. That should be better. Now you guys can see this ugly face. Look, I told you.
It's not ugly.
Yes, it is. I told him I have a face for radio. Okay? I got that going for me. Jesus, I'm bumping everything all over the place.
Refill says it sounds okay.
Refill says it sounds okay. Who else was it? Oh, we have got Brian. Brian up in Illinois. He said it sounds good.
Slickatina says it's
Slick
good.
and Tina says they're down in Texas. We need to make a trip back down to Texas.
I know. Oh, I had some friends who went to Texas just over the weekend, and they were there in San Antonio during the Day of the Dead celebration. She posted pictures online. It looked like it would be kind of fun to go see. It's like a parade.
To the Day of the Dead thing in San Antonio?
Yeah.
Oh.
It looked like fun. They're all dressed up like brightly colored.
Tina said you're not ugly. I agree, Tina. She's pretty hot.
Right now I got like a messy bun and my bangs pulled back in a clip and
what?
Cat hair all over my shirt.
We're both a hot mess today. Look, I'm sitting here in sweats. I don't know why.
But we're both cold.
Both of us, and it's not because the studio is cold or anything. I mean, we've got the heater
on.
The heater is on. This is weird.
Maybe we're like sick.
We're getting old.
We're getting old.
We're getting old.
We're almost in opas.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how cool was that to have Gavin over last night for his first Halloween? It
was fun. I was just gonna text Jessica and Daniel in our group text and let them know that I had lots of fun sitting with everybody and Justin too. And we sat in the middle of the living room and ate chili.
We did. That was a lot of fun.
We just let Gavin lay on the floor between us, and we all ate chili and cornbread and milk because it was a spicy chili.
It wasn't as spicy as normal.
No.
It was pretty mild.
It was. But
I'm sitting over here watching my mug. I don't need to do that.
But it was, I was just thinking about that today when I was at work, how much fun I had just sitting there with everybody, and it made me feel happy, and I was like, this is good. I really enjoyed the time. So hopefully we can do like picnics like that more often in the middle of our living room.
And actually, we did have some good company. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we did that. And we've been doing that more lately, having the kids over and Justin. We just have to start including him when we refer to the kids. I don't know
he's
what,
like our adopted child.
he is. He's kind of adopted. Anyway, he's a good kid. No, Slick, I don't know what they say about old.
Do we want to know?
I don't know. Refill says he wants to know if you're willing to answer questions from the audience. You have to be careful.
I know.
You got to be careful when Refill asks you questions or wants to give shout-outs to friends.
Yeah.
Because he's got this weird fascination. I think Refill has a closet fantasy with some of the Golden Girls. I don't know why. He's stuck on one of them.
There's some shirts at Target that are for men that
have the Golden Girls?
Tees. Yeah.
What man in their right mind would wear a Golden Girls t-shirt?
Refill.
Yeah, that's right. Refill probably would.
I think it says say golden and it has like all of them on it or one of them on it. I just thought it was funny. I saw it and I thought, I don't know anybody that would wear that, but then now I think I do.
Huh. Oh. So yeah, I don't know. Slick says beware the old guy in a career field that guys usually die young.
I'm laughing at Refill.
I know. Look, Refill's that kind of guy that it doesn't matter if you give him attention or you don't give him attention. He's just there. He's just... I don't know what his thing is with the Golden Girls. I don't know.
Jessica said Justin would. So
Justin
would dress up as a Golden Girl?
I don't know if he would dress up as a Golden Girl or dress up wearing a shirt with the Golden Girls on it.
Or both.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'd still love him anyways, right?
Yeah. Who am I to judge?
We're all a little crazy.
We are. I think the rest of our fam that's out there in the chat room is a little crazy too. I mean, who else in their right mind would want to spend a Wednesday evening with us when Game 7 of the World Series is playing?
Oh yeah, I saw that on Facebook. People were posting that they were watching it.
How crazy is that? I mean, they play like 4,000 games in 3 months just to figure out who is going to play in the World Series. Riddle me this. Why do they call it the World Series? It seems like only American teams are in it.
I don't know.
I mean, is there a team from Australia that comes over and plays?
I don't know.
The answer is no.
No.
Australia doesn't have a baseball team. So how can you call it the World Series?
I don't know. We could look it up on Google. Google knows everything, right?
If you're watching, we're talking about nothing tonight. Well, I do have something planned later.
Who? What?
Refill must be talking about basketball. Who watches basketball?
I don't watch any sports.
Neither one of us watch sports.
I just read.
We do. Actually, we started.
Well, we haven't started.
We haven't started reading it yet.
We bought.
We did. We I know that, Refill, but does that really does that really quantify or validate the idea that you can call it a World Series if like 2 teams from Canada play in the major leagues? Really?
I don't know.
Have you noticed anything different in the chat room for you?
For me?
Yeah, you. I'm talking to you.
Yes, I saw a little, like, a tool.
Yeah.
Next to my name.
Yeah, you're a moderator. You have power. You can kick people out.
What?
Heck yeah.
I can't do that. I would feel bad.
John, I need some of that kind of therapy. John went to the shooting range over the weekend.
You know, there have been times when I've had a rough day. I'm thinking, wouldn't it be nice to go do that?
That's when you know you married the right woman, ladies and gentlemen. Slick knows what I'm talking about. Slick and Tina go to the range and they shoot.
And their marriage is great.
They do. They got a great marriage.
So, but I'm just saying, it feels like sometimes it might be a little bit of stress relief.
Heck yeah. So is working out. Working out for me is very therapeutic. And I don't know if you've noticed, I've been kind of
Buffing up.
I have. Hey, can you tell?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I've been running.
I know. I wait for you at home.
You have permission to go.
I know, but I would slow you down. Working out.
You go at your pace.
It would take us like 10 years to get through the
No,
park over there.
I run for 20 minutes. Eventually, when my body says okay, I'll bump it up to 25. Lately, it hasn't been saying that. So I stick with the 20.
Well, maybe when my neck feels better, because right now it's really bothering me. So maybe.
Yeah, what's with your neck?
I don't know. I must have slept. I usually crunch the pillow up between my neck and like shoulder, so it's like balled up there, and it's comfortable enough. But I must have not slept that way and slept funny or something. But I woke up this morning and my neck, it hurts. And I've been using the heating pad when I got home, so.
You know what really ticks me off?
What?
Ads. Ads. I'm talking about like on websites. Not on TV shows, because we don't hardly watch TV. We pay a little extra on Hulu and Netflix so we don't get ads. So that's how much I hate ads. And
I just assumed Hulu, Netflix didn't have any ads to
No, actually Netflix doesn't have ads. But Hulu, you can pay like $3 cheaper to get Hulu. You can pay, it's like $10 for Hulu, or you can pay like $13 and have no ads. So we pay $13 or whatever it is. Justin's in the chat.
I just saw that.
He
ate corn dogs after he ate 2 bowls of chili.
He did. Holy crap! He had like 30 corn dogs. They spent like $5 and got 30 corn dogs. It was like quarter corn dog night at Sonic Drive-In. What the hell? How does a kid eat? How many bowls of chili did he eat? He had two big bowls. He had two bowls of chili. And how much candy did he eat?
I don't think he maybe ate 1 or 2 pieces, if that. He didn't eat very much, because I told the boys when they were stocking up on candy, I'm like, you better eat dinner. I felt like a mom for a moment. I was like, you better eat dinner.
Yes, John, she is the Terminator in chat, so keep it up. You guys want to talk smack, she's the one that's going to kick you.
I'm too nice to do that. I would feel bad.
She is, and she would feel bad. I wouldn't hesitate. Boom, you're out.
Dan never cares.
Nope. Got no feelings. Got no feels.
I've got all the empathy he should have.
Listen, I have strong feels with ads on the interwebs. I hate them. You know what I'm talking about?
The ads?
Yes. I mean, I run ad blocker on all of my stuff, so I don't.
You know what I miss?
What?
When they used to do shows about commercials, and they would show commercials, like funny commercials or whatever.
They only do that around the Super Bowl time. By the way, you have a request. Slick wants you to say, "I'll be back."
I'll be back.
Wow, that's creepy.
Oh, look. We have a fur ball coming in here, too.
Oh. So, yes. I absolutely hate ads on internet sites. I run ad blocker so I don't have to look at them. But whenever I go out and I'm trying to read the news, and I'm very open-minded when I'm trying to find relevant news stories. Like earlier today, I went to the Washington Compost, and no, that's not one of those earthy websites either. It's the Washington Post, but it's Compost because most of the crap they post is just that compost. They basically kicked me off the damn site because I'm not a subscriber and I don't pay. How ridiculous is that? I just want to read the damn news.
And so you have to pay to read the news?
Yes!
On this site?
Yes.
That's silly.
But you know what you get when you go over to the StaffordVoice.com?
You get the news.
There is not one damn ad. Not one. You don't even have to run ad blocker on the site. It doesn't ask you to whitelist it like Fox News. Faux News has, if you run ad blocker and you go to Fox News, it puts this stupid red banner across that says, "Hey, why don't you whitelist us? That's how we pay the bills."
I'm sorry. Has this been bothering you all day?
It really does. Honestly, yes.
I'm sorry.
Refill says he sent an important tweet. I will wait for it to come across. I'm going to block him.
You're going to block Refill?
Yeah. I'm kidding, but he says he sent a very important tweet. Okay, listen. I'll give him the satisfaction. Here's what it is. His tweet says it's so popular it's on back order. It's the Golden Girls wall calendar for 2017. No, it's the 2018 Golden Girls calendar. This is my fan base.
He's a little goofy.
And you know what? No more barbecue sauce for him. He's cut off. Barbecue sauce has made Refill go nuts.
If we didn't give him the barbecue sauce, he wouldn't have gone nuts.
I'm starting to wonder.
Aww.
I gotta figure out how to make that stuff show up on the show, because that's the kind of stuff that needs to. I gotta figure out a way to show that stuff. So now you want to talk civil, huh? Refill wants to talk civil now because he's worried he's not gonna get a barbecue sauce fix.
Aw, poor Refill.
Where's Brian going? Oh, he's got a... Yeah. Listen, you guys need to send some love over to Brian because he's one of those guys that keeps America trucking. And I don't say that because he's a trucker. I mean, Brian is a full-fledged, all-American hero. That guy is an over-the-road trucker, and it's truckers and trains that keep America going. Yeah. So, Brian, kudos.
And to their wives and spouses.
Yes. His wife is a saint. To be honest, the wives of and the spouses of everybody that watches and listens to this show has to be a saint of some level.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
I mean, we're a little nuts. I've got little nuts. I mean, I'm a little nuts. Okay?
I'm pretty much there. I feel like in 10 years, maybe I should be in a hospital or something. Going a little crazy.
John, I don't know if you've figured it out yet, but this show isn't starting at all today. But apparently...
We're just talking about stuff.
We're talking about stuff! honestly, that's our show topic for tonight is stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for this week. Okay, no. Somewhere out there, somebody just went, whew, just almost had a conniption fit because they thought the show was almost over. Tina, you're a friggin' rock star.
She's awesome.
She is. I can't wait to meet Slick and Tina in person.
We have to drive on by their house and say, hey.
Refill, yes. You're going to need your thinking cap here shortly.
Uh-oh.
Because you guys know how much I love history, and I think it's very important that we start together digging into some things. And Slick, I'm gonna touch on that. But look, you guys know how much I love history. We've talked about almost every one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Now, when we have time, what I want to do is take a look and really dissect the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. We're going to take it line by line, and we're going to dig into things. We're going to dig into the ideas and all of this. Excuse me. We're going to dig into these things. Okay? So if that kind of stuff turns you off, that's okay. Just turn us on, hit the like button, and move on. Or subscribe, and you can come back and skip that part of the show. But I want to share my passion with you guys, and that's where it's at, is with history. And a lot of you guys and gals enjoy history as much as I do, and you guys tell me that all the time. But can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Well, so I'm going to ask you a question after that one.
Oh, well, okay, I got what you're going there.
So I want you, don't use too much common sense. All right?
Okay.
If I were to attack you, like if you were a country and I was a country,
Uh-oh.
if I was going to attack, would it be, which side would it benefit if me telling you what day I was going to attack?
Who would it benefit, you or benefit me?
Yeah, would it benefit you or me? If I tell you, if country A tells country B that country A is going to attack on this particular day, who do you think is going to come out ahead in that?
I almost feel like it's a trick question type thing. Like, hey, we're going to attack you on this day. So wouldn't the country that's being attacked be like, okay, well, maybe we should prepare for something before that?
Well, I mean, okay, so yeah, so if I told you that,
because I wouldn't be able to trust you.
Well, if I told you, okay, so today is right now it's November 1st.
Yes.
If I told you I was going to attack you on January 1st, 2018, would you be kind of prepared?
Well, yeah, I'd probably start preparing now, but I would be leery that you're just saying that just to, I don't know, knock me off guard somehow, and thinking that I don't know. Maybe I don't have common sense.
Yeah, I think you're trying to read a little too far for it.
But should I be prepared for that? Yes, I should always be prepared for.
Okay, so I hope you're not reading too far. Sorry, I need to adjust my mic a little bit. I think I turned it down too far. Okay. Here's the thing. And now I'm talking now I'm yelling at him again. I'm really trying to not yell at you guys. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay, so here's the thing. Antifa.
Okay.
You know Antifa, right?
Yes.
Antifa, or whatever it is. He's anti-fascist. The militant arm of the left, or whatever the hell they claim to be.
Okay.
For a while now, they have been saying November 4th is when the proverbial crap hits the fan. So this is like they're saying that this is the start of the next civil war, is November 4th, which is just a few days ahead of us, right?
Yeah.
Unsettling, right?
A little bit.
Now, why on earth would they tell us when they want to attack?
I don't know. Maybe they're stupid.
No, it's coordinated. Think about it. You have those who are totally against Antifa. Okay? So these people, Antifa says, okay, November 4th, we're coming out and it's going to be the start of the next civil war. Well, all of those people who are anti-Antifa, they are anti-fat. I know. It's hard to wrap your head around. But if these people who are against Antifa come out, and trust me, these people who are against Antifa are going to be armed. Okay, you got that Nazi part, the Spencer dude or whatever it is. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that show we watched on 60 Minutes or whatever?
In 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah. He was stupid.
Yes, Richard Spencer. Okay, all of his militants are going to come out. They're going to be armed to the blazes. Guns hanging off hips. They're going to have M16s, all kinds of weapons hanging off of them, just waiting for Antifa to start some crap.
But is Antifa's plan then saying, hey, we're going to attack you guys and start this on November 4th? Are they hoping that the Spencer guy comes out and starts blazing his
but
crap
it's more than the Spencer. It's more than the Spencer dude, okay? He is, as Slick just says in the chat, he's a useful idiot. Here's the thing. All of these gun-loving people who are going to wind up getting wrapped up in this are falling for a trap.
Well, that's what I was trying. I guess maybe didn't explain it well, but that's what I was thinking is Antifa says, we're going to do this, and then hopefully everybody else comes out while Antifa just stands on the sidelines.
See, Antifa is going to do everything they can to get those that are against them to shoot first.
That's what I'm trying to...
Because Antifa's whole thing is they want to disarm. They want to take away the guns. So that way, nobody can defend themselves against the government that comes in and takes over.
So we could just sit and talk and sing Kumbaya?
Yeah. So if everybody stayed home and Antifa was the idiots that went out and tried to protest and do all this, if everybody else stayed home, nothing would happen.
Their plan would backfire?
It would completely backfire on them. So here's the other thing. Without getting too far deep into this, because I honestly wasn't prepared to go deep into this topic. But here's the thing. If you look at some of the other things in history where groups like, and I get that, Slick, where groups like Antifa come in to try and get rid of that, where they try and disarm the citizens, so they can get, basically, in a nutshell, where they try and get basically the government to try and step in, because Antifa does want to overthrow the U.S. government. Antifa wants to overthrow the U.S. government, so a quote-unquote new world order, where this one world government comes in and takes over. Okay? A lot of these things start at universities. Okay? Colleges. College towns. So you've got ultra-liberal universities, okay, like what we've seen in the last, what, six to 9 months, right? Yeah. Where you've got you get conservative speakers like Ben Shapiro, and they go, and these colleges, they totally agree to all of this stuff up front. When they hire, they have everything scheduled. Ben Shapiro or whoever it is, whoever the conservative is that's going to come in, is going to speak. Like at Berkeley, what happens? Antifa comes out and they protest, and they cause this nasty little protest, or in a grander term, riot, where they get people to riot and start some crap. Okay?
Okay.
And it shuts things down. All of these things have to start somewhere, and Slick is talking about it right now in the chat. And maybe if we're not in a full-fledged civil war within the next week or two, maybe we can have Slick on and he can talk about some of this, because he's well versed in, he's well educated on what he's talking about here, where he talks about the Bolsheviks, the Iranians, even during the Arab Spring, when Obama was president, how they talked about the Arab Spring. All of this stuff started at universities. Yes, even overseas, like even over there in the Arab countries, we saw things popping up in universities. Okay, see, because these are the educated people. These are the ones that are so far ahead of the curve that they're able to see it coming. Okay, they're the only ones that can warn us. Anyway, stay vigilant, guys and gals. Things have the potential to turn nasty real quick, and if we're not armed with the knowledge that we need to fight back, because you can't always, I mean, your second level of defense should be, unfortunately, a weapon, but your first line of defense should always be your knowledge base. Anyway, I didn't really I hope I'm not a buzzkill. I put you to sleep, didn't I? Are you awake?
I'm here.
You're still here?
Yeah, I'm just...
Okay. You're trying to keep up with the chat?
Well, that and... I don't know. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What don't you know? Ask.
No, I'm fine.
If you got questions, ask. I mean, we're all here and we're learning from each other. But anyway, I mean, it's just there's so many things out there, and it's like the whole Russia thing and the Hollywood thing. How many years have conservatives been crying out that Hollywood is being ultra liberal, and they're the arts, okay, in the music industry, in the film industry, film and music, okay? Let's just look at those two. Where they have leftist ideology leading everything and spreading their ideology, for lack of a better term. And what happens? you're able to, oh, I can't think of the word right now. I can't think of the word right now. Anyway, so you're able to, oh, I can't think of the term. It's not brainwash. It's dis something. Help me out, John. Anyway, I can't think of the word. It's totally escaping me. Where they're able to come in and they shape society. Hollywood and the music industry shapes society to push their ideology. And now, instead of
disassociate is what Slick said. Dystopia.
No. Oh, I can't think of the term. I'll figure it out. Once I Destabilization. Yes. Thank you, John. Destabilization. But first, so that's a slippery slope. I don't want to get too far into this because then people are they're gonna understand how somewhat nuts I am. First, it starts with the demoralization. Then it starts with destabilization. Okay. I don't know how far you guys want me to go into that, but tonight is not that night because I want to get back on to having a little bit of fun. So, and this is what we're seeing right now. This whole demoralization, the whole destabilization. You look at Hollywood and the music industry, and they are rocked right now. Where everybody over the last 30 to 40 years who has ever been looked at by a high-profile actor where they're now claiming that they were sexually harassed.
They probably was.
And maybe they were.
More than likely they were. They just kept it quiet because it's a Hollywood, and if you say anything, you're not going to get the role, you're not going to get jobs, you're not going to have money, you're going to be out of... And maybe that's why nobody ever said anything.
But why?
Like I just said, they wouldn't have the life that they have.
But who cares? They do. Yeah, because they're all about the money. They don't care about anything else. They think that this money, and speaking of money, that's one of the things that we should be concerned about is groups like and guys like George Soros, who've pulled out what 18-some billion dollars, that pulled out all of this money of his own, and now he's starting to put money in strategic areas. I mean, Antifa is fully funded. Okay? Antifa is fully funded. They don't have a limit onto anything that they want to do. But because one guy or gal says something and called somebody out, now we've got all these other actors and actresses who for the last 30 to 40 years are coming out and saying, oh, well, so-and-so touched me. I was 14, and yeah, it happened 30 years ago, but, oh, I'm so traumatized. But I've had a great career since.
Well, there was that one lady who was, I think she's a makeup artist for the stars, and she just came out, like, a month ago and said that Patrick Swayze, touched her and tried to kiss her or whatever. And it's like, why did you wait till now? The guy's been
the guy's
gone
dead
for how long?
Right.
And then she said there was another man in Hollywood who did the same thing, but she never mentioned his name.
See, here's the thing. A few years ago, there was an actor. Who was it? Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman was
He's
out.
always talked about that.
I know he has always talked about it, in very, very, very broad terms.
Talked about his experience.
Talked about it. Yes, you were exactly right. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying he's talked about his experience over the past few years. I mean, it's been more than a few years that he's talked about it.
Yes, and but for fear that he's going to lose everything, which he has lost everything since
pretty much coming out.
Since coming out and saying that there are high profile people in Hollywood that they if they found out, if it was found out who it was, that there would be some serious issues. I mean, this guy has been in the forefront, and every time he would say something, what happened to him? He was ostracized. Yeah. They threw that guy to the curb. And his buddy, the Corey Haim basically killed himself through all the drugs and alcohol and everything else.
Well, when you have no one listening to you, what do you go to?
Exactly. You fall on that stuff.
And then the people that are probably doing the bad things are probably, they've got money to...
They rake it in.
They got money to cover their butts for whatever somebody says that they did.
Yeah.
So they get away with it.
And, well, all the way up until the point to where they can't get away with it anymore. And then when they finally get called out onto the carpet, you know what happens?
I'm so sorry.
They get fired from their own company. They get fired. Good. And then what do? They go find a lawyer and they sue their own company.
Well, hopefully he loses. Because you're talking about Harry Weinstein or whatever?
Whatever his name is.
He looks kind of creepy, so I'm almost positive that there are people out there that have been assaulted by him.
Oh, I guarantee it.
As many people as have been coming out, I don't know, but I'm sure there are some women out there and who have been assaulted.
But let's go back to what they're talking about in the chat room. They're talking about they're continuing to talk about Antifa and how well funded they are. Slick is spot on that Antifa is armed, and we've actually had, if you guys don't, and I know you guys already do, but if you don't follow Louder with Crowder, Steven Crowder, you guys should, because him and his producer Not Gay Jared, they went undercover. Not Gay Jared, he went deep undercover, and they actually had video evidence showing that Antifa is armed. I mean, these guys, and we have to use the right term, because the last thing we want is for these wackadoodles to want to sue us because we didn't call them the right pronoun. So they are funded, fully funded. They have all of the money they could ever acquire because of George Soros. They're trained. They're armed. They're at so many different levels.
But they want to disarm everybody else.
Exactly. They want to disarm everybody else because
the government that's doing right now.
Because they want to be in charge. Because they think that a one world government can do a better job.
No. Because they're going to go around saying these are the rules. You cannot do this. You cannot do this. You cannot be armed. But we are. And we can do these because we're the government. That's not. But
they were taught in school that our government was corrupt. That we need to be more open. Our borders need to be open. You see how all of this points back to universities and schools?
They've just been groomed for the last
decades. They've been groomed. Each generation is 20 years. Okay? They've been groomed for the last 20 years. You look at all of these Antifa bastards. they're in their 20s. Okay? And I think, judging by the amount of communication that's going on in the chat room, I think this is probably something we should talk about on another later on another show. What do you think?
That's fine.
Okay.
Slick already said he would come on and
Yes. So I think
talk.
we should. Okay. You know what we do need to do? We need to talk about some history stuff, because I'm noticing the time, and we're not bound by our 53-minute thing, but I will have to end it at the pretty close to the hour mark, so Rowdy Rick Robinson can come on to America Off the Rails, who follows us on KLRN radio side. I want to make sure that he gets his time, because he's always got good stuff to talk about. So, without further ado, let's talk about some history stuff, shall we? And here's the thing. I want to take the first line of the Declaration of Independence. I've got it up on the screen for you guys. I have it up on the screen for you guys, and I'm going to read it, and as I read it, I'm probably going to stop at certain points. You noticed what Refill put?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'll stop at key points to highlight some things. Now, I didn't go into full preparedness mode on completely dissecting this. I can go a lot deeper. So we're just going to throw all of this stuff off the cuff, because I really want you guys to understand this. So here's what the opening line to the Declaration of Independence says. When in the course of human events, okay, you'll notice there's a capitalized word right there, course. It's capitalized for a reason. It's not because it looks pretty on paper, because you can make a C flourish real nice in cursive penmanship, okay, with a quill and ink. Okay? It's not because it flourishes well. If that was the case, all the other C's would be capitalized, so they could be really pretty. No. It says, when in the course of human events. Course, meaning that there is some history to it. Human events points to history, meaning long before we have an understanding. Because typically when you see a capitalized word, when in reference to any type of deity, whoever your God is, it is referenced with capitalization. So when in the course of human events, when we look at the timeline of history since it was created, okay? Since this entire thing was created, it becomes necessary. Necessary meaning it has to happen. These things must happen. For one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another. It is so needed that particular groups of people band together to completely take away what everybody else is comfortable with, because it has become so corrupt. And to assume among the powers of the earth, meaning that there is something so greater at play, that there are forces way beyond our control. The separate and equal station to which the laws of nature Okay? Again, we've got some capitalization here. We're pointing to something higher than you or I, which the laws of nature and of nature's God, and we'll come to those, we'll talk about these separate things at a different time. The laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. Meaning that, look, there are things that nature gives us. There are things that our higher God has given us. That God has granted nature to be able to provide for us certain things that we can't get from Him alone. I mean, we can, but He puts it there for our pleasure. But then there are things that nature cannot provide that we must get from God. Whoever that God is for you. Okay? A decent respect to the opinions of mankind. Oh, wow, what a concept. Respecting opinions. Meaning, if you disagree with someone in political power, you don't send your minion or minions out to hunt you down and replace you. No. This is put in place so we can have dialogue. Respectful dialogue. Requires that they should declare the causes which impel. So, look, if I don't like what you have to say, or I don't like the laws and all of this stuff, I'm going to declare them. I'm going to tell you to your face, I don't like it, and something needs to change. And you should have the common decency to respect us enough to take it into consideration. That they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Which, that's what this whole thing is for. Okay? So separation points back to the very first part of this sentence, where it talks about how it is necessary for a people to dissolve the political bands. It goes full circle. Fascinating, isn't it? That stuff just, I love looking at this stuff. Stuff is fascinating, is it not? I mean, there's so much there. Let me know what you guys think of doing this type of format. I really wish that I could get it on the dry erase boards and show you guys that way, but let me know if you guys like this and you like what we talked about. Let me know in the comments of the chat, or if you're listening at a later time, let me know on social media. But it's just fascinating, the stuff that's put in there. When you really break it down and you slow things down and you really take a look at what it says, you get so much greater appreciation to what this stuff is. And not only who the founding fathers were and their spouses, but because none of what they did could have been done without the help of their spouses.
I don't think we've ever talked about their spouses, really.
No, we haven't. And that falls on us, because we should take a look at them. We should take some time and look at the spouses of these founding fathers. I mean, I think it would be interesting.
I wish I would have bought that book when we were in Philadelphia.
I know.
I don't even remember the name of it, but it was about their spouses and all the sacrifices they made for the Declaration of Independence writers.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I really find this stuff interesting. I mean, and I don't I don't know a lot of people that try and dissect it and explain what this stuff means.
I think I find more fascinating the people behind it yeah, it's interesting to dissect it out, but for me it's more of the people behind it, what they did, what they sacrificed, just how their life was then.
Yeah.
And why they decided to choose what they chose.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is when you start getting into a spiral of things. When you start looking at one guy and, okay, well, where did he come up with that idea? Oh, and well, you figure out where he came up with that idea, and then you start reading about that guy, and you're like, wow, what? And then you try and dig a little deeper, and then you're like, oh, well, there was a person that influenced him or her, and then it's just this ongoing snowball effect, if you will. It's just fascinating to take a look at that stuff. So next week we'll take a look at the next sentence that follows after that. What do you think?
Okay.
You interested?
A little bit.
Okay.
Slick is.
I know. Slick's one of those ones that was silently pushing me on the outside to bring back the history stuff. I don't know if we bored everybody to death because nobody is talking in the chat. So we'll just take that as a sign that it is unfortunately all the time we have for this week. And God willing, you can listen to the Stafford Voice next week. We'll be back next week. You can follow us over on Twitter or Gab at Stafford Voice. You can look us up on Facebook. All you got to do is just search for the Stafford Voice. You can email your questions, comments, or concerns to none other than the Stafford Voice at gmail.com. Refill, it's on the radar. It's just, we're not there yet. Thank you so much for your time. Until next week, thanks and God bless. Okay, we're still here. I do. I agree. It is a worthy topic. I don't want to rush it, but I think it's one of those ones we need to have in our pocket for when things start slowing down. If they ever do, we will, in fact, dive into it. And it is a very, very difficult topic to cover. One that I think, as a host, we have to be prepared to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those topics that we have to be in a certain mental and emotional state to be able to cover it. But we'll get to it, I promise. All right, guys, we are in the after the show portion of the show, which we really didn't have. I guess we did, in a way. We managed to make something out of nothing, right?
A little bit.
Yeah?
We got through.
It was good overall. It's the best one we've had this month.
It is.
It is.
It's the best one so far.
Yep. Okay. I don't have anything else. Nope. I think it's probably time we call it. I think we put everybody to sleep. Maybe we should. No, if we do the history part at the first part of the show, then everybody will fall asleep, and then they won't be. They'll be asleep for the They'll be asleep for the last half of it. You're getting ready to fall asleep.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
Wednesdays are long days.
They are.
Most of the same hours as Tuesdays and Thursdays and so on, but it just feels like there's extra hours in Wednesdays.
Oh. So, yes, even Refill says it was the best show of the month without question.
Thanks, Refill. Yeah.
Al said it was a great show. He dropped me a DM over on the Twitters. He listens while he works. Al's a great dude. John, thanks for sticking in and listening. I totally spaced off giving you guys the shout outs at the very beginning of the show, but whatevs. I mean, I don't know why. I completely spaced off saying hi.
It was just kind of totally off.
Well, I mean,
It
yeah,
wasn't our normal show anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't a real normal show, but I liked it. I mean, we still covered some good stuff, I think. Covered some good stuff, and, you know, we made something out of nothing. I enjoyed what we had talked about. Nope.
Oh. Your head's kind of cockeyed.
I was doing the cat. My impersonation of the cat.
She's asleep. She's
Whoa.
out.
She is, wow. Okay, so without further ado, yes, Slick, I will hit you up so we can talk about this. I've got a good feeling about this weekend. I'm pretty sure we'll be back next week so we can talk about stuff. So with that, I want to say thanks to everybody. Thanks, Refill, Slick, Tina, John. Brian was in the room earlier. We had Jess. We had Justin, Daniel, Gavin. Did I say Al? Al was there. The bigwigs from the radio side weren't here, so that was good. They must have known that we had nothing to talk about, so they didn't even bother. So they're lost. Anyway, thanks to everybody. You guys are awesome. You guys make it what it is. You really do. I love you guys. We will see you next time, whenever that is. It should be next week.
It should be. We don't have any plans.
Nope. I don't think we were having any impromptu stuff planned. How can you plan anything that's impromptu anyway?
Well, yeah, but we always keep Wednesday open for our radio show.
We do. We keep it open for you guys. Anyway, so yeah, we will see you guys next week. I will say it until I'm blue in the face. And there are some people out there that can testify to it. Justin's one of them. You guys are more than friends. You guys are family. And I really, really want you guys to understand that I think of you guys as family. You guys are awesome. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks and God bless.